Alrighty, I think we're live. Alright, so the goal of today's stream is just working on a little bit of a LEGO design project work. I'm currently in the process of redesigning the Emerald Knight train from 2009. Last night I got the opportunity to work on my physical experimentation for the first time, so I was able to update the drive shaft in the bottom of the train. It's a little tricky to see here, but previously this was the only wheel that had a gear driving it, and I added a second drive gear up here. Hopefully that will help smooth out some of the issues that I've seen people talk about online with motorized Emerald Knights stalling out and getting stuck on the tracks. So today I'm popping open BricklinkStud.io, the LEGO digital design program, and I'm either going to work on continuing to design my updated Emerald Knight with the modern building techniques that I just showed you, or pop open this project, which is working on designing a display base that the Emerald Knight can go on. For those of you who don't know, I have a brand new in-box copy of the Emerald Knight that we are going to open and build on stream when I have 100 subscribers. And I want to have a proper display complete with like an acrylic case and everything that I can put that in once it's complete, that will really show off this train that I have been pining after since my childhood. So very excited about that. I need to, the thing what we're going to work on there is, as you can see, there's a little bit of an awkward amount of length in front of and behind the train here. I want to basically put like grass and proper gravel and ballast in between the tracks here to really sell the space and the prettiness and make it look good. Because obviously we don't like that space. I need that space to fill out the best acrylic case that I've been able to find. Is for a train that's a LEGO train that is longer than the Emerald Knight, and so I need to obviously adjust that a little bit. So those are the projects that we're going to be working on. And yeah, feel free to pop in chat. I would love to get ideas. If you're watching this post, go ahead and comment down below if you see anything that you think I could do that would be different or significantly better, because I obviously only have one brain. This is my first time really doing anything custom with LEGO trains, because previously I just haven't had this space and the budget to do it. So if you have insights available, I would love to hear them. And with that, we're kind of gonna get going here. Alrighty. One tricky part of these streams that I have not figured out how to deal with yet is being able to see and engage with chat effectively while also being able to do the thing that I'm working on. So I think we're going to start in here and mess around with this base a little bit. So let's get in here. Actually, I want to mark where the Emerald Knight comes to. So just throw this in here to indicate the exact spaces that comes to. Is that off by exactly half a stud? That is another thing I would like to test. I'm glad I did this. Hello! Welcome to chat. Wow, okay, cool. That does line up at exactly half a stud. Interesting. Okay, it looks like that's intended. I think this one only lined up exactly because it, this submodel is offset half stud. Hi, yes, Butterfly, we are, no, don't do that. To start with, we are messing around with the, base for my, new Unbox Emerald Knight that we're gonna build if we hit 100 subs. We're gonna build live on stream. If I either get bored of that or chat doesn't like it or anything like that, we're going to jump over to this, which is my redesigning the Emerald Knight with modern parts project, and mess around with that a little bit. So that should be fun. Should be a good time. Note to self. Okay. Alright, so what we're wanting to do here is fill in this base and see if we can make it look good with the amount of space that we have ahead of the Emerald Knight here. So my working theory is that if I can get some of these worked in there, really get a good grass vibe, we can actually get something good going on. So we're just going to start with a bunch of these. Side note, is the music at a good volume for you guys? Perfect. I'm glad to hear that. So the tricky part that I have always found with Lego foliage is getting it to not look completely formulaic. So we'll see if I can figure out how to do that. Oh, like one of you is actually deep in there. It's this one. No, there's two more. Ah! That's not what we want to see. Okay. So we know this one's a problem. I think it's this one. Right back there. There we go. Okay. Now we can just drag these down until it matches. There we go. Okay. Let's get those popped in, make sure they're at the right depth. The tricky thing here is very much so going to be not making all of this feel forced, might be a word, also one-dimensional. Maybe planned. It's hard to get foliage to look good when there's, or not even to look good, but to look what is the word I'm looking for? I think we're looking for something to the effect of natural. There we go. It's hard to get it to look natural because it ends up kind of looking samey if you're not really careful. So we're just going to go ahead and randomize some of these orientations to start with. Oh, for crying out loud. And the nice thing about this is this train is not intended to be driving over these tracks, so we don't have to worry about the fact that these totally are going to clash with where the train can drive. I think I need to experiment with different ballast as well. I'm not really liking what the circular plates are doing. What do you guys think? Ah, Christ. So that ends up looking something like this. It's moving the right direction. I think maybe I need more. I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna throw some of these in here at random orientations. I think this looks best in the black. You really want flowers? Rest of chat, do you agree with Butterfly? Should we make things flowers? You are the chat. Is there anybody else in chat? I can't actually see our viewer numbers because it won't let me make this window smaller. It says there are 3 more people in here. You're not the entire chat, Butterfly. I don't think it makes sense to have flowers necessarily underneath the train, but maybe along the edge of it we could do a couple. Hi G, it's good to see you in chat again. I should really talk with Mom and Dad because I would love for you to be just a recurring member. So we're not gonna do a big oval here because this isn't the train that's gonna actually move. This train's gonna stay still. We can do a big oval for trains that are actually gonna move when you come visit though. Good plan? Ah. We're gonna do a big oval in the hall, G. I promise. Butterfly, if you can find an oval-shaped acrylic display case. Okay, let's just see here. How many of these have collision errors? Yeah, G, we're gonna make one drive, but do you remember what the one that you and I are gonna make drive looks like? Yeah, give me just a second, G. For the record, Butterfly, I am happy to test this for you. I do not know if I'm going to want to keep this in the final iteration of the base. But now there are flowers all along the train. Alright, let's see. Aw. There you go, Gideon. G. Little Gus, my man. That's the train we're gonna build together. Hi, Scarf. I completely missed your I am also chat. We are not doing a Spartacus or whatever it is in chat. I'm gonna lay that rule down now before we have a bigger chat and everything goes off the deep end. Scarf, no. No. No, 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 no. G, can you see the train up there in the corner? Yeah, it's getting me into a lot of trouble, honestly. Butterfly. Good. So that's the train we're gonna put on an oval track, okay? Sound good? Alright, now we're just gonna throw ballast down all along this. I do think that looks better. I don't think I like the light bluish gray poking through. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't mind it when it's like this little itty bit right here or along the front of the base right there. But I don't think I like it between the sleepers? Ties? I think they're called ties. Can you tell it's been a minute since I last let the railroading fixation flow through me? I know you like the flowers, Butterfly. We're not talking about the flowers. We're talking about the plates underneath the flowers. You did give the real answer. I had not received the real answer until after I said that. The excitement about the flowers is very cute. I'm glad that you like them so much. So the goal for the base here is for it to not distract a ton from the train, but to feel not empty either. I'm not sure if the grass is quite meeting that goal. What do you guys think? Also, are the flowers more distracting in the yellow-orange or red? I mean, the train I'm going to put on here eventually isn't going to be purple either. Hi, Christian! We are working on Emerald Knight stuff, so starting with the base for my new in-box model eventually, and then we'll probably go do a little bit more working on updating the other one in preparation for motorization. So the purple was just, I thought it was pretty and I wanted to do that. Let's just real fast. I made this unnecessarily complicated for myself. Actually, here's what I should do. Just got another copy of this train, so I can just... Ah, no, not there. going to be a little bit tricky here. I should have known that was where you were going to go with this, Butterfly. And yet, I was a fool, and I missed my favorite person's obvious signs. Well, that's useless. So, fun fact, we went to see Temanite in concert, and I mouthed that line at Temanite, though, we're gonna need a bigger cannon. And he noticed, and he smiled at me, and I may be more proud of it than I should be, strictly speaking. Okay, I think that works. Alright, so this is the color the train's actually going to be, which is why I can't just make the flowers the same color as the train to avoid distracting from them. But we can play around with what colors the flowers are to, you know, see if we can find a better or worse color option. I do want F's opinion on this. It's hard to say that without sounding like I'm secretly swearing. I promise that's my baby sibling's name. So that's with the yellow flowers and the correctly colored train. I don't know. I'm not head over heels in love with either option, but I do like the little bit of extra, like, hey, the base is part of the scene and not just here to hold the scene up, you know? No, I don't like that color. Yeah, I was worried it was going to happen to that. So, we'll start with make everything red. I don't think the orange works. Hi, Mom! I don't want to do both immediately next to the label the same color. Yeah, so, I put in some extra hours at work a little while back. Mom and Grandma, anybody else that I should be aware of? Hi, guys! Well, headphones got caught and almost pulled my mic off my desk. I put in some extra hours at work recently to save up some money, some extra spending money, and was able to get myself a brand new in-the-box copy of The Emerald Knight. I am a little embarrassed to admit how many hours and how much money it took to be able to get that. But that means that I have a fancy copy and a used copy that I still love and adore dearly, but like I don't know if you can see with the lighting here. There's a sticker on right here that's missing right here and stuff like that. So it's an imperfect copy. So I'm going to take the imperfect copy and redesign it using modern parts to be able to like fully motorize it and everything. Then put a fancy display base under the one that's currently new in the box. So that's what we're working on here. This is going to be a display base. Side note, well, no, probably not. The goal is that when I reach 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I'm going to open that box and build the train live on stream. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, so the question then is, when the train's on it, does it feel super obvious and weird that, you know, in between the railroad ties, it's just this light gray color? Because I don't know if I want to go to the lengths of doing these little individual studs, slopes all the way down this base. This is long. It's yeah, it's 114 studs long. So even with a tie every other stud, it's still like, oh, brain, 57 times 6 spaces that would need to be filled there. So something like 340 spaces. So yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Side note, we've got a mix of red and yellow flowers. How do we feel about that? Does it distract from the train a ton? Does it look natural? Part of the tricky thing with getting natural looking foliage here is that I have only this one space deep to get foliage in here. I think I'm going to start by trying the okay, let's look at it again then. Base is up here. So that's just red, and that's red and yellow. Just red, red and yellow. While we're waiting to hear from Gideon and Faith. So there's a lot of older stuff that's like really, really weird. Doesn't quite come off as a plant. Like this thing. I don't know if I've... Oh, I know what this is. This is the original flowers that would go on these. I like the new ones better. These are huge. I don't know if putting some of these before and after the train would help fill this space up. It might. But it might also look a little bit funky, right? I could use some of these to fill out the space more as well, because it's just got more stems facing in either direction. I have never seen this piece. Curious what that comes in. Okay, it's brand new. First release 2021, only appears in Super Mario Brothers sets, it looks like. Interesting. Okay, GNF, I might have to let you guys think that over some. So there is this, Christian, that is only one stud wide. It's a little bit viney, but it could work. If I use them sparingly, probably. Then there's these, like, flowers, or leaves. Petals, maybe, is the word to call them. Interesting. It's apparently available in white. I had no clue. Usually see them in this green color. We could maybe mess with. In fact, that's kind of an interesting effect there. I'm gonna think about that. I think that is potentially interesting. I guess the other thing that I could do is, interesting. I think they do make this piece in the green, yeah. So I could situate some of these in here as well. Anybody else have strong opinions on this flower design with the leaves underneath the flower petal? I think this is going to give the wrong vibe, so I'm going to skip out on that. Let's slide down this way. I'm just gonna see, maybe remove, I don't know, that. We're gonna see if it's even possible to situate this in here before I get too strong of an opinion on it. I mean, it's kind of fun. Let's get that. Is this green or bright green? Okay. What are the thoughts on this, with the slightly bigger plant in there? I can't tell if that takes up more or less space than the other ones. Interesting. Okay. I think we're gonna try doing these on all the flowers and see how that looks. It's gonna be parts intensive if we go that route. But I think it does have some compelling potential. That's not even remotely what I wanted. Alright, we're gonna pause flowers and look for butterflies. Let's see what we can find. Huh. There should be, like, a straight-up butterfly part. What is this from, though? Interesting. That's probably a hard piece to get a hold of. You know, I bet, based on that hole in the middle there, we're just gonna reset this. I think this can attach to the stem. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Here's what we're gonna do for you, butterfly. We're gonna include one butterfly for you. It's gonna go next to the conductor. What do you think? Alright. We're gonna go back to getting leaves on the flowers now. See if that helps. No. I'm not even sure what I would use for a damsel piece, and the mechanics for messing with Lego rope in this program are a pain in the rear to use at best. Okay, I might do that, Christian. What do we think of the flowers with the leaves on them? Okay, I will go ahead and... Yeah, they're always gonna look a little bit top-heavy just because of the limitations of Lego. Navy flowers, do those even exist in real life? That might be about to cause a collision issue. Alright, after this we'll see what colors the flowers come in, and go from there, because I am limited, even if there are navy flowers in the real world, I am limited by what flowers Lego produces here. Unlike some degenerates, I'm not going to, like, paint Lego elements. I have standards. Unnatural. That looks more natural. Also, my origin is messed up. There we go. All right, there we go. Now all the leaves have, or the flowers have leaves on them as well. All right, some navy flowers. Let's see. I guess first off, show me. We can't do dark blue, but we can do bright blue. Will that meet the demand here? Interesting. The question is if we have a complete Captain America minifigure even in the program, because that will shut this idea down pretty quickly. Perfect. There we go. For a second there, I was worried we were going to have to do Captain Emerarvel, which is just hard to say. Oh, I know Butterfly. I did that on purpose. I did that specifically to mess with Christian. Pantsless Captain America, anybody? There is no way that is compatible with this piece. Unless you're looking at... Sure. Where are arms? I just want arms. Yeah, evidently. I could give him basketball player arms. Why are there long arms? Ah, yes. Bugbear Captain America. What? Okay. I promise I'm capable of focusing on a task. There we go. Captain America. Okay, so here's the real question. Okay. Ah. The mouse is being difficult. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do here. There we go. Perfect. This is so stupid. I don't like this. Yeah, if we gave him short legs, it might actually get short enough to, Alright, y'all ready for midget cap? Ah, still not quite. Okay, so we've got our damsel. I don't think I ever saw in chat if the bright blue would count for navy flowers. So we're gonna leave that for the time being. The next question is if this 6-stem plant works in here. Kind of in any capacity. It has the one advantage of we can kind of make it look more dead, but I don't know if... I mean, this is an ugly color. Especially next to the other browns. I don't think we want to do that. It might be worth doing a couple times. I mean, this looks really good up here. This space is actually really, really pretty, I think. The tricky thing is, you know, this is still kind of the space that we're anticipating having the acrylic case cover. So the question remains, we've added a tiny bit of height to the track before and after the train. Is it gonna be enough to not have this portion of the case feel completely empty? That's an interesting idea. Ooh. Okay, so a brief moment on Google later. Found me this. There's some actually really neat signals in here. Okay, let me see real fast. The train's about 2 times 1.5 as tall as a person, so I could probably actually fill out the space really nicely if I did this tall railroad crossing sign. I also like the simplicity of this one. $11 and $12 are absolutely ridiculous. Some of these are insane. Like, if I'm reading this correctly, it looks like this one has, the signal number 4 here has a rotating sign, which is hilarious. I think we're gonna start with the signal number 7 and see how that looks. I also want to throw one of these in back here. Alright, now I need to figure out, signal design. So it needs to be mounted, if for no other reason than because I'm a stickler for accuracy, out a distance that it's believable that it wouldn't, like, hit the train, right? So this is the end of the base, and it comes up to about right there. So I think... maybe what I do is... so the 6mm is not in use anymore. Throw something like that on there. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. So then I could do, I think what I want is under here. Yeah, there we go, okay. Perfect. Okay. Axle 2L notch. throw these in here. Oh, I didn't know those were available in white. Okay, so, is the stream lagging really badly? Okay, no, it's not. It's just my YouTube studio that's lagging. Okay. Actually, I think I do want one of these to go in here. Then what I can do is, or no. What I want is, no, I think I do want that. Okay. Then I want to get one of these. Throw that up there. Then I think there's a... Yeah, okay, this is what we're looking for. Throw that there. I meant a brick. Oh, sweet. I love this piece. This piece is brand new, and it's potentially my favorite thing LEGO has ever added to their catalog. Because it just... every time I have a problem, it works for it. Let's see. Looks like green goes on top. Apparently I'm using Japanese railway signals, but it's fine. Yeah, I think that works. What do you guys think? It does add something to that space. I might need to go with a bigger design. Huh. I could imply like a car crossing right here if I wanted to. That could be interesting. It wouldn't quite clear the train, but I think it looks convincing that it would. I mean, if I really wanted to go huge, I could go for signals styled like the American highway system style, you know, where it has a uprights and then a lattice across the middle with signs mounted to it. I'm gonna take a look real fast. Um, I'm gonna look on Bricklink real fast and just see if there's like a railroad crossing tile that exists. Interesting, there isn't. Let's see if I can find... I was looking at a display case last week that I'm basing this off of. I wonder if I can find a link for that. To get the dimensions that I'm working with here. Here it is. So I have like a 13 centimeter internal height to work with. Let's see. Model info. Currently I have like an 11 centimeter height, or a 12 centimeter height. So I have exactly the centimeter that would be above the Emerald Knight to work with. I don't know how realistic of an idea that is, but we can prototype it at least. So this is our first signal prototype. think that gives me enough space to work with here. Let's see. Ooh, that one's actually really interesting. Yes, there's a lot of variance here, and I don't have a ton of wiggle room. Yeah, let's see. I mean, ignoring the fact that very clearly there is no way this train is ever going to fit through that gap. Huh. Part of the problem is I don't think I have a ton of depth to play with in here. Got 97 centimeters by 10 centimeters internal floor space. Which means right now I could make it a little bit longer even if I wanted to, which I don't think that I do, but I could. It says it's got space to fit 120 by 12 studs. Oh, I messed myself up here. Adjusting that, putting those away. Okay, so we are really close to the exact internal width, which means that I can't really extend. Dang. I think that I could come out something like an additional almost stud in front if I really wanted to. It's a little bit of a tricky proposition. I think that it might look weird if this starts coming out forward. Right now, I just have this. I want to print off a custom sticker to go on there. And so it's right now that sticks forward a little bit. I could maybe push just a little bit further. Or I could even do something similar to this design that I have going on here. Down on the end. And net myself... Yeah, net myself another stud there for a signal design. Which I think I might do. Let's see what's going on in here. So that's a pair of plates, and then we've got this tile over the top. And I've lined that up not ideally for myself. But I think what this ends up looking like is huh. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what that looks like. Because I can, bless me, do something like this. And this distance, for those of you who don't have a Lego hyperfixation and therefore don't have knowledge over all the proportions, is exactly 2 studs. So that lines up perfectly. It is half a stud higher than what's going on right here, but I don't think that's the end of the world necessarily. I could also throw just a regular old brick under there and then put a bracket across the top, which also lines up the studs exactly, but would also be completely level with this. And so I could then connect out onto here even. But that is already with the studs atop the bracket here, that is already deeper than I was hoping to go, and I would still want to get like a something like this across the top to smooth out this transition here. I don't know if that's gonna fit inside the case. Because that's half a stud more than it says it can fit. That is the exact depth of the case at that point. Which feels like it's pushing it just a little bit. I guess I could save on space by choosing a different bracket type. But I don't think I want to. I don't think I like that. So we could go back to this idea. Use some parts similar to these. And just go for something a little bit more intensive. So what does that look like? I think first step is swapping this out for a 3-length axle that I can then throw this up on top of, and that lets me sneak in a brick with an axle opening. And then I could go for this thing. Which I think leaves us with an acceptable depth. Oh no, that's even longer. Is it really? There's no way that's accurate. It is. Okay, what's going on? Why is that? Oh, of course. Okay. So, that's the part we're using. Pretend that that is still the part that we're using. Because that is definitely the part that's going to look the way that I want it to look. But, for sake of getting an accurate measurement, that will actually show us the full depth here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's still pushing it slightly over the stud limit that it says it can fit, but it is within the centimeters internal dimensions of the case, which I think is good. I'm not sure if I can get anything more accurate than that. To the way that the real world looks, but it's cool. I think it communicates the idea that it's looking for. Where's that reference image? So that should be actually well, that's not what we were hoping for. I could orient that this direction. Although I'm looking at this, I'm realizing I think that that would be more accurate. And then I could throw... Bless me. Something up there like... Hello? Might need to go higher. Something like that is moving in the right direction, maybe? Peace out, Christian. Tell your spouse I say hi. Love her dearly. Hope you two are doing well. Do you have anybody else in chat right now, or am I just kind of chilling for the moment? I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not quite sure how to get this next bit to work the way that I want it to. I think we're gonna start with this piece again. Lego, thank you for using Speed Champions, an excuse to introduce that. Yeah, I think this is the best design I'm going to end at in the foreseeable future. Not exactly sure how to improve on it. I just realized that I left the train signals up over the stream for like the last 10 minutes. Delightful. I'm sorry, anybody who was in chat. Um, that would make this stream less interesting. So the question here is, how do I get the shaping, bless me, of a railroad signal with the elements that are available to me here? Right? Because, oh, I have definitely included something I didn't mean to there. I think I might want to scoot this back by a section, which I think actually is going to look like this. Because this needs to make sort of a zigzag shape across there. And I have absolutely no idea how to make that look good. Might actually just go ahead and do that. I think the second sign does add some fun depth to the scene, per se. I have no clue how to get that zigzag that I want. And I keep stalling, hoping that I'm gonna get something that works. And my brain is just refusing to cooperate here. We're gonna try this because it's the first thing that popped into my head. I have no clue if this will work. I guess that's the other problem, is how do I do this in a way that doesn't interfere with that upper sign. Because, see, the sign should be It looks like... Well, I guess actually that's not a bad solution here. Okay, let's try that. So what I can do is... If I pop this out, spin it around, then I can mount the sign from behind it. Or the Okay, here's an idea. Play 2x3. Throw this on here like so. There we go. Bless me. Maybe actually want to mount it right there, I think. And I think that gives me the space. Well, I don't know, because... okay. If I can type... Okay, I could mount something like this on there. But that looks incomplete. I wish that we had a rounded plate like this in length 4. Could try using this. Is available in white. There's a lot of things I can vary here. I don't think I like this sign just because I don't think that it's possible to get the combination of angles that would look right with the current LEGO catalog. So I think I don't like this one. And not having a printed railroad crossing sign also puts a damper on everything, obviously. think this one works. I think I want to... move it back to where I had it previously with this design. I think right there looks good. It's still slightly unbelievable that the train can get past it, and I kind of do want to actually push for that to work. So this bit right here is the furthest the train sticks out. Not sure how much tighter I can make that. Okay. That's an idea. And I actually do... no. Quite like this idea. It's actually going to strengthen this. So if I throw this under here, then that leaves me this little space, and I could do a smaller bracket. This one, to get a 2x2 point of attachment there. And then I can do one of these boys. Here we go. I think I'll do two. Color those black too. It's a little intrusive right here, but you shouldn't be focused there anyway, so I think that's fine. And I can do an axle pin. I do want it with the friction ridges to lock everything in place. Give me the fine grid so I can really tune. Yeah, okay, that's how that fits. Please tell me it's available in black. Okay, it is. And I can attach that on there. Now I have this. And I can create the appearance that that's smoother than it actually is with a couple of curves here. I could do a pair of these. Which I don't hate. I don't hate that. I could also do... If I want to get something smoother... I could do these. And just... no. Back to this. Pop them out by a plate. Which I think I like better than this. I think it's less intrusive. Throw a plate under there. go with that black. And I think that works really, really nicely. I don't think it's too terribly intrusive. I think it's still well within our parameters. Yeah, it looks like it's the exact same depth as the display, or the plaque. So I think that works really, really well right there. I'm changing this back to red. I don't think I like the blue. I think I'm going to add, if I haven't already, I might have already. Yeah, so I'm going to add some of the 6 stems in the back here. That's going to be the next thing I do. This was a fun meme. I'm going to remove it now. I think this one and this one. Could add something by being swapped around. I want to get it just full enough that it feels kind of overgrown. I think I'm going to throw one more in right behind the train. Right there seems good. Ah. You know what? I'm actually going to do it on both sides here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I think it is worth ballasting all the way down. I think it's actually going to look better if I do that. I'm also kind of inclined to... Is that intentional? I don't think that is. Okay. I'm also kind of inclined to make these plates underneath dark bluish gray. I think it'll still lend a little bit something in the places that it pokes through, but since I'm going to ballast the whole thing, I don't think it's going to make the tracks disappear the way that it would have previously. Just going to pop these in there. the same problem on this side. I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exactly 16 studs missing. So... is it a... 1x8 on both sides? Yes, it is. Fascinating. Okay. Alright. So I think what I can do is just replace these 1x8s with more 1x12s. And that'll just make everything line up. So we're just gonna slide that across here. It gets us only 2 studs of connection on the end, but I think that's fine, especially because we're getting the inverse 2 across the top there. And I think I should be able to just pop off that. Boom. And then there's also additional reinforcement. Plus, this isn't intended to be moved, so I think this is okay. I think we'll throw these just intermittently. Throughout the entire duration of the base. I figure these can be the spaces that we put plants down if they're visible above the base, like between the train cars, and if they aren't, massively visible between the cars. This just for Pete's sake, helps me create a little bit more visual interest. Allows that dark bluish gray to poke through in a couple places, and so forth. So full empty. Full empty. Okay, now I think that we just go ahead and do these all the way down, and I think it's worth. For anyone who's still in chat and who's wondering what this is, it actually secures the train to the base so that it's not gonna slide around a ton if the display case gets jostled or something like that. Because it is on wheels, and I don't terribly want it going places. At least not without me, you know. This is the step that I always absolutely overthink, because I want the texture to be good, you know? I want it to look gravelly and stuff, and it's like they're cheese wedges. Nobody is paying attention to some of these. Some of them, evidenced right here, are actually even going to be underneath the car, or behind this display. So it's really not worth thinking that hard about it. Although I'm debating, I might pull some of the ones that are directly underneath the passenger car out in favor of adding another point of attachment, like is directly underneath the engine, to lock the train in place in a second spot. I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with decoupling. The magnets that LEGO uses to connect trains together are pretty good, but I'm not 100% positive, and I kind of want to make sure that everything is really locked down. Well, let's just return to the model and see how this looks real fast. Okay. I do want to squeeze plants in down here, I think. We've got one going right there and one going right there. Okay. Now make those black, make those green. Let's see what it looks like on the main model. Yeah, I like that. It makes it feel more like there's something all the way through there. Okay, now, let's see. I think we determined this car was offset half a stud, question mark? What I'm gonna do is come in here, hide everything except for this. Now give me top down. Okay, maybe. Looks like maybe this part is actually lined up. Okay. So just hide. Nope, nope. Still doing top down. Hide this model. No. Okay. No, what I think I actually want here is brick 1x2s. Okay, so I think I should be very, very close to that. Okay, so we're gonna do this one a little bit differently than the one up front, I think. Copied the wrong ones. I wanted the outside edge, not the inside edge. Okay. So we're gonna throw these under here. And then we can make these even a little bit prettier than the one up front. In fact, I may go back and make a change similar to this to the one up front. But there we go. Isn't that pretty? I think it should connect right in there. Perfect. It's not quite as hidden as the one up front is, but it's directly behind the plaque, so I don't think it matters. I think that's fine. Okay, now let's look at this one up here, because I am sure that we can do this in a prettier way. Side note, this will go all the way to the front, but for the modified Emerald Knight that I'm using for scale on the in the main model, I've changed a couple things that force that to be moved back a stud. So that's 12 studs. Show me, set this as my origin. If I pop in here and hide the wheels, interesting. So right now this actually lines up kind of okay. But I think what I might do is just bring this in a couple. And then what I can do is use this to get something that has significantly less going on top. throw these on here. Get the same amount of connectivity. And it's a little bit prettier, I think. It also lets me do more ballasting. It's not perfectly hidden. In fact, I might want to move it forward a stud. So that gets more of it behind the wheels. But I think it's really close. I think that actually looks pretty good. I think the greenery does help. I don't even dislike the flowers. Although I think I'm inclined to side with Faith here. I think that it would look better if they were all the same color. Just a little bit less attention grabbing. But honestly, I really like that. Might want to make the butterfly a different color so that it pops out, though. We want to give butterfly the acknowledgement that they deserve. I don't think I like it on this side. I think go ahead and do that. I think I like that. I want to look at this on Bricklink real fast. See if there are any prints that just weren't on Studio. So there's a printed version of the butterfly, but it's a slightly different part, and so it doesn't, I think, have that same connection. I'll have to mess around with that, but that is, you know, towards the end of the road for the plan there. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. I've been streaming for a little over 2 hours, which I think is about as long as I have stamina for in general. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but thank you to everybody who came out today. Remember, go ahead and hit subscribe. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers, I am going to be building my, popping open and building my new inbox Emerald Knight. So whenever we get to that point, that also means that you'll get to see the base that we worked on today getting built out of physical Lego, and hopefully, if our apartment complex is cooperative, I'll be able to mount it up on the wall over my shoulder, and it'll become a part of the stream background, which I'm really excited for. If you got friends who might be interested in that kind of thing, I would love to see them in the stream as well. Go ahead and invite them. And obviously, whatever it wasn't that obvious because my brain spaced on it. Oh yes, obviously, if you have ideas or spotted something that I missed that I could have done, I would love to see that in the comments down below. Sooner or later, I'll develop a sign-off.